and say you've got a friend and say when the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Y'all, you've got a friend in say. And the little boy came into life because I wanted to show you that not only um I found a way how not only that we are human and it's just us on this little not planet, but they were in the woods and nature and the forest. It's the animals too, and they don't only just be themselves. They have a family also. It's not just us
Yeah.
as a family. Yeah. So once he clicked in, that clicked in, and he's like, ashamed, feeling guilty. The baby boy was like, where'd he go? Where's where he at? So he's like, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go find him. So he goes find the younger brother, and he's like, hey, you straight? You all right over there? What's going on? And he's like, oh, well, I gotta tell you something. And before warning, I'm just let y'all know you're gonna cry in this part because I cry every time. 'Cause, like,
It is definitely a tough if you're looking at it through those lens, it is a tough thing to kind of because I've seen the movie before, and like I said previously to you, I love the fact that you're able to see film and try to see the
mm,
spiritual aspects of it. Like, how is God trying to talk to me in this
yeah.
moment, right? We talked about it before. God is in everything. So, but we have to put those lens ons in order to see that. So I think
Mm,
at that moment when I was watching that scene, it was I was like, oh man, like it was more less of a sadness and more of a realization that of how much I actually don't know
wow.
still in life, because it's like, you know, at the time when they're going out to go get more food and they
Mm,
see the bear, the human side is like, well, this is here to attack me and it has to protect themselves, right?
mm,
Or it just wants to kill me because it's a bear, doesn't know any better.
right.
And then when you hear the story from young Koda, it's like, no, we weren't the savage in this thing. We were in our territory. You guys
Mm,
came, you guys have the weapon.
yes, I
We're,
forgot that
we're
part.
built to protect ourselves, and this is my child. And I did what I thought I had to do too. At
Right.
the at that moment, they were both doing what they thought they had to do, right?
Yeah.
And so then now you go and you live on the other side of it. When like young Code is saying the story, I was like, oh man, look at that. Look how God presents the other side that sometimes we just don't want to
Mm,
listen to.
mm,
We finally face it. Is like, man, I never saw it that way.
right.
And so that moment is like, if you're really looking at it through the eyes that, with that intention,
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to see that. And it is definitely a moment where you're like, you take that deep gulp that it's all good. It's like, yeah, like, man, that's crazy. But yeah, if you put those lens on and you see how God is talking to you, he's like, listen, I know you don't see all of it, but if you put on my lens, you might be able to,
Exactly.
and he was able to experience now both sides because
Hmm.
in the very beginning, his brother's trying to attack him. And he's like, I'm just trying
Exactly.
to save. And like
Hmm.
the moment you said at the cliff, at that moment, he's thinking, the middle brother's thinking, oh, this bear's trying to kill me. He's like, no, I'm trying to help you.
Right.
He doesn't know that they don't understand each other because
Hmm.
they're both at the time when you act out of anger, you don't get to see those things.
Yeah.
And so you got to step back and see what is God trying to tell you through that situation if it triggered you that much, right?
Exactly.
At least that's how
Yeah.
I see it for myself. Those are
Yeah.
the
I
things
love
that
that.
came up for me. As I was seeing that scene, the whole movie just comes together and you're just like, oh man, okay, I get it. We're all
Yeah.
in, everything is here. God is in everything. Like there's a design that we have no control over, right? And so
Hmm.
um
Agree.
there was something that I was able to see from the film. So
Yeah.
as you continue to wrap it up here so beautifully.
Yeah. I love that. That was beautiful. That was beautifully said. I love
Thank
that.
you.
And then I love the part that he was like, we were saying, no, this is my territory. That like you guys attacked us.
Yeah.
And like Well, it is. So that when he said that, the younger brother was like, "Oh damn, you're right. We came young. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
we ain't do nothing to you. We living our life out here." So yeah, that was powerful. Yeah, and then like just the shift of perspective, like didn't realize it, but I get God has to put us in the area where it's calm and like we're chilling, we're relaxing, we're all together, and that's what he was. He wasn't so attention. He wasn't like, oh, I gotta get this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. He was like, he's with the bears. They finished eating, we kicking back, you know, da 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 da. He was like, boom, this is a very good time. Where now let's open it up.
The great thing was that when you're looking at that scene, you know, for those of you who watch the film, when all the bears are there together, they're all different types of bears.
Mm,
It's not just one particular, you know, kind of bear. So it's kind of nice, you know. It talks again about being in community and being with people that
mm,
are here just to share the
yeah,
wealth, right? Share the abundance because this is where all the fish are, and
yeah,
everybody's eating. They're playing with it. They're like, oh man, well, this is heyday. There's
yeah,
no they were all bears. It wasn't a grizzly bear, it wasn't a brown bear, it wasn't they didn't care
right.
about any of that. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
there's enough more to here for everybody to go around. And yes, new dude, we don't know you, but have some fish too. And you know,
Exactly.
there's more than enough to go around. There's no need for the fighting, you know. And
Yeah.
so that also brought me back to like, you know, in humanity and like just us as being humans. Well, how many times do we have to tell ourselves that we're just humans, that we don't need to be
Yeah.
fighting with each other, that we just need to be
Yeah.
there for each other, that God has given us more than enough,
Mm-hmm.
abundantly
Mm-hmm.
here, you know,
Yeah.
and forevermore, not just here, everywhere, right? And
Yeah.
you know, it's a nice reflection when you get to see that, you know, the different kinds of bears coming together, and then, you know, coming to that realization that we don't have to fight if we just live in community, to be here to love each other,
Mm-hmm.
as people, you know,
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. And just accept everyone as is and just let things be and not just be judgmental, you know, don't judge the books by the cover. And that's
Correct,
only
correct. You know, because there's no, you got to get to know somebody, and
right.
that was the other aspect of the whole community thing when they sat down and started sharing stories. They're
Mm-hmm.
not from the same tribe because they're all different bears, but they
Right.
all come together and they're willing to share a story that somehow, some way ties them together.
Mm-hmm.
What bear hasn't felt the being hunted?
Yeah.
What bear hasn't ran into a situation where they maybe thought it was a scarce situation, and yet they get to come here and be like, "We are full with fish, and here's my story." You know,
Right.
it reminds me of Circles of Trust.
Ah, yes. Ah, less of the chest. Exactly. That, yeah, yeah. Coming together and just sharing stories and being open and just being accepted and not um feeling criticized or anything like that. Like you're in a safe environment. That's what it is. There it is.
Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Secure, yep.
Hmm.
Hold on, let's say that. Oh yeah, so I completely forgot the two moose. So we're gonna have to rewind real quick because we
Oh,
got
the
this.
moose. I forgot
Yes,
about them too, but yeah, there's some funny characters.
they are, but they play a very vital part in it. I'm completely, I don't know why I forgot about them two moose. So, as they're going through the journey, there's two mooses. They're basically brothers as well, and they just, you know, they always fight over the dumbest things. But there was one time when they were like traveling with them that they really got into a fight, and it was like heated, and they were like, you know what, we're good. I don't want to talk to you no more. We're okay. And then later on, oh jeez, trying to remember like the exact part. I think it might be the baby brother, the baby boy, Coda. Um, was trying to like help him out, like, hey, you know, what's going on? You know, maybe want to talk to him, and you know, he was just like venting it out and letting it out, and then eventually they just came back together. I was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry I yelled at you like that, you know, right? You know, I was a little tight, you know. Yeah, yeah, I know, man. You were, that was tight too, you know, whatever. All right, man. Yeah, all right, we cool. Yeah, yeah, we cool, cool. So in that scene, it was just showing that, but a lot like sometimes we can go at it sometimes, but there's still love there. Like there's still tough love that we still gonna come back to together. And so it was that scene was actually another good scene to show for Coda and the younger brother because eventually they end up fighting and then they came back together. So it was kind of like powerful how they both. It started off with the moose and then it came to them at the same time and then it clicked. But that's when we fast
It,
forward
it
back
even
to this part.
it even started before that. See that whole
Mm,
brotherhood thing started
mm,
from the brothers. You know, they were fighting, beating each other up, whatever it was.
yeah.
But when it came time to be there for each other, they were there for each other. You know, when it
Mm,
came, you know, we all have our moments where we're gonna be upset at each other. We're not gonna like, something the other one said or whatever it is. But we weren't
yeah.
here to call to be angry at people or be anything like that. We're called here to, you know, um, love our neighbor as we love ourselves.
So yeah.
And so once you do that stuff, you know, you understand that people are flawed. People are going to do things that, you know, you're not always going to love or understand. But we're here for one cause, that's to live life and to live life together
Yeah.
abundantly, without those things separating us. There's no need for that separation.
Right.
That's all it does. So yeah, like I said, it's a very, you said it in the beginning, man. You picked an amazing a movie to
Thank
watch
you.
that had filled with a lot of spiritual elements to it. And yeah, animal is the bear. Um, you know how a bear does love and the way they did it. You know, it kind of showed him like why he was that totem was chosen for him.
Hmm.
Like again, back to the no matter what kind of bear it was, they were just there loving on each other. You know,
Right.
let's eat food, let's just be together, let's be in community, watch each other's backs, you know,
Hmm.
whatever the situation is like. And those human brothers did exactly that. I mean, the oldest brother sacrificed himself
Right.
for the possibility of saving his brothers. He didn't even know if it was going to work or not.
Right.
He had to attempt something in order to whether that
Save
meant
him.
him sacrificing himself, right?
Right.
And so, and then even at the end, when the other brothers, the second brother is going after the small brother, to he was only doing it because he thought his brother was dead. You know, it was like
Yeah.
it's still out of love. It was still a love thing.
Hmm.
Um, no matter how angry we get at each other, man, we just gotta let that shit go.
Right. Hmm. And move
Understand
on.
that we're none of us are perfect. None of us are, you know, we're all flawed in somehow, some way,
Right.
and yet
Hmm.
we're here
Exactly. We're still alive. Okay. Breathing. Yeah,
by the
keep
grace
going.
of God.
Exactly. Because they tomorrow is
So,
never promised that they
so
was there.
absolutely,
Yeah.
so true.
Hmm. So so they get to that talking scene and they both he's telling Coda what's going on and how his mother passed away. And Coda walks back and he's like, I don't like this story. And that's when I'm like boohoo crying because I'm like, dang man, I'm like, this is getting serious right now. And he's just like going in and letting him know. And then Coda just is like, I'm good. I'm gonna go, you know. Um, and the younger brother is just there like, damn man, why is this happening right now? Like, why is this happening to me? And so that's when the middle brother comes back in and is like, hey, I got you again. I'm about to get you. And so they're going through the mountain again because they got eventually meet the mountain, reach the mountain. And it was getting to the point where the middle brother was getting ready to kill his younger brother. That is like it's a bear, but it's really him. And that's when Coda jumped in because he was like Coda as that fight was going on. Coda was over there like, "Oh, I don't know, man, you know. But that's when he saw the two moose fighting,
Yeah,
and when they made up, he was like, "Dang, I kind of miss my brother. Let me go on and go."
yeah. Let me fix this right now,
Exactly.
and in due timing, because like you said,
Yeah.
he was being attacked and was
Hmm.
able to protect them in bear form. You know, so
Right. Hmm.
absolutely.
Yep. He came in right on time. And
Hmm.
then the younger brother was trying to protect Coda, and that's when the older brother came in and was like, all right, now this is going too far. And he came with the ego.
He's like,
And
I think the lesson has been learned.
exactly. I did my part. Let's
Hmm. Let's wrap it up.
right. And then he changed him, the younger brother, back into the brother, and the middle
Yeah.
brother was like, oh. Let me put this down. I didn't know that was you. He was like, yeah, it was me. And then the So it's like the older brother came back in the spirit realm and was trying to like telling him like, hey, this was your brother the whole time, and then they hug it out and stuff like that. And then Coda was there like hiding. It was kind of like, what's going on here? Like,
By himself, not knowing. Yeah.
yeah. And then the younger brother was kind of like, he needs me. Like, I can't just leave him here. Like, his mom is gone. Like, he needs
And
me.
it's my fault.
Right, and it's my fault, so I gotta
You know?
take care of him. I gotta be the one to like hold it down. So that's when he started understanding the meaning of love. He was like, man, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Mhm.
And so as he turns him back into a bed, the older brother, the mom comes out and hugs Coda, and they're having a moment to get through together. It's just a beautiful scene, man. It's just
It's
and
really
then
good.
that's when he goes to Coda and hugs him, and then everybody becomes a family basically. The humans, the hunters become best friends with the bears, and the bears become best friends with the hunters.
It's crazy how we talk about right before he's gonna kill him, the ego, the oldest brother, the ego, the leadership, told
Hmm.
him that he got turns him back into human, and the middle brother realizes, man, the whole time I was hunting for my brother.
Mm.
Like how many times out of anger do we?
Wow.
I mean, we heard it yesterday at the sound bath with Adam.
Yeah.
The story he says like we go from knowing that we have to do something instinctually and then allow our thoughts to demonize
Yeah.
and polarize something that's completely on the other side that, and then it no longer is about what you were supposed to actually do and it becomes about somebody else, right? And
Right.
so at this moment he's angry, he doesn't even see that this is his brother that he's about to kill. And granted, he's turned into a bear and everything else like that, so physically it wasn't his brother, but spiritually speaking, we do this on the same level anyway. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
People haven't even really changed in front of us, but our mind has them, in that bear suit,
Wow.
attacking us, and you're just like, it's like, nah, that's your brother.
Right.
Like put the arms down. Like this is not what this is about. Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is your brother. Like put the arms down. Let's love on each other. Let's help each other in time of need. Let's be there for each other.
Hmm.
Um, there's no need for that. And that's why when he was turned back into human, he was like, man, I'm part of the problem, as to why this he has a whole community because those other bears are going to take care for him.
Exactly.
But I took away the one thing that wanted him more than anything else, which is his mom,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So I have, you feel like you have a duty and obligation to be there. So it kind of you get convicted in that sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so the movie, like I said, man, I loved it. I appreciate you
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
um just out of nowhere, truly, man. It was like, hey, listen, do the podcast. I think I asked you when your next episode is coming out because I enjoyed the Toy Story when you're like, yeah, I want you to be a guest and this is the movie. And I was like, oh man, like how fitting is it that, it kind of works out in that way. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
this is again God doing this thing,
Literally.
putting this is all him, he's working the people together, like putting us in the same room or in the same, connection or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
being able to share our stories and experience this thing together is a beautiful thing. I appreciate you for,
Yeah. No,
you
thank
know,
you. I appreciate you
having me
coming on.
on.
Right. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on and giving us the wisdom, the wise ways. 'Cause it was good. I was out here like, oh Lord, I need that
That's
for
the
me
Lord,
too.
man. That's the Lord. At least that's how he lets me see it.
Yeah,
Everybody's gonna see it in their own
definitely.
way, and
Yeah,
we
agree.
respect that on this side. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Oh wait, where was it? Oh yeah, I did have a question because
Yeah.
I found this out after I watched it in the spiritual lens, and then I dived into it. I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize that. So the boy's name has a meaning. Do you think you know?
Coda.
Yeah, do you think
I
you know what
I
it
didn't
means?
look into that. No, I didn't.
So it actually, when I saw this, I was like, wow, this is wild. It actually means friendship. It means friend.
Oh, okay, okay. In what
Yeah,
language?
and I think it might be Indian or
Okay,
shoot, I'm not
one of those
butchering it.
dialects.
Yeah, one of those. I mean, um, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So the whole time he was going through the journey, he had a friend with him, even though his friend was became his brother. But
Yeah,
having that connection, having just sometimes we just need that friend to keep us get us going and just to um change the perspective of our lives. And
Absolutely.
after that moment, it's just like, whoa, wait a minute, like thank you for that. Thank you for that sign, God, because I needed that sign, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, man, that's amazing.
That's the beauty, man. Like I tell you, like I told you before, man, it's like when you decide to see God in everything, man, you start to see God in everything.
Hmm.
It's not a, you can't hide from it. Like it's really there.
Yeah.
But it's also a scary thing because being, exposed to the truth in such a way, um, it's, you got to know how to maneuver it and understand it and take it. And,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of practice, man. It takes a lot of, um, prayer, talking to God,
Yeah.
asking him what he wants you to do, being in the word and those are the things that you have to do. And I'm, still practicing and
Yeah.
still going at it and still learning and you know, it's a lifelong thing as
Yeah.
I'm learning it, it's learning that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, yeah, you got a friend in me. And then that's how you started your podcast with Toy Story. And
Yeah.
what a great thing there too. Another wonderful movie that shows when true friendship comes
Mm,
around. You can make it through anything
yeah.
because those toys went through hell. So,
They sure
but they
did.
but they made 4 movies, so they good.
Yeah. They solid. And they're coming out with a fifth one.
Yeah, so I just love to be able to see um just open up those lenses, man. And I don't always wear them. Um, I have to remind myself to put them on.
Mm,
When I go to bed, I take my glasses off so I don't roll around and break them and stuff. I just gotta. I do the same thing with the lenses of God sometimes, and so just gotta
yeah.
remind myself to put them on. You know,
Right.
so
For sure.
it's
For
it's
sure.
uh it's um it's it's good.
Mm-hmm. It
It's
is. It's
good.
solid. It is. Yeah. I love that. Sometimes you gotta put your glasses back on. I like that. That was a good
Mhm.
analogy. I see what you did
Thank you.
there. But yeah, definitely. And what the big thing that I got from this movie, besides everything that we discussed, was just trust the spirit, you know,
Yeah,
and really just lean into it all the time. He had his spiritual animal and he just didn't trust in it until the end. But that was his gift, that was his own thing. And sometimes we have to learn the hard way. So, you had to go through the hard way in order to get it cooking, but it was there. I guess Philippines 14:3. Oh, so trust in the Lord with all your heart.
I wouldn't. I can't tell you off the head, but at the top of my head right now.
I
But
know
yeah,
I'm
it's in
pretty
there. It's in there for sure.
yeah, it's in that one. Yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
how I
it's in
forgot
there.
it. Oh Lord, I listen, know you know about height, man. But they're gonna be, but trust in the Lord all on height. Not lean on your own understanding. Something like that.
That's Proverbs for sure.
Yeah, that's
Not
Proverbs.
into your own understanding. Those are definitely that's a wisdom book for sure.
Yes.
Very challenging to read, but it's definitely an important one to read. Um, but yeah, that main takeaway for sure. I love that you say follow your spirit because the grandmother or the
Mm,
shaman lady, whatever she was, to the
hmm.
community, she would go up to the mountain and receive this message and then come down and bring it down. Kind of
Hmm.
reminded me of Moses in a way. I mean, Moses came down with the Ten Commandments, the tablets and stuff, but she comes down with essentially his guide, right?
Yeah.
Which the Ten Commandments were our guides, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's like, look, this is what you've been called to do.
Hmm.
And when you refuse that, how your life
Yeah,
flipped.
shakes.
Because had he chosen his path of love,
Hmm.
he would have looked the other way from the beginning, and
Exactly.
none of that stuff would have happened.
Hmm.
And but either way, we gotta. There's ways of us learning these things. Like you say, we got the easy way, we got the hard way. We
Right.
got to choose. Essentially, is our choice,
Yeah.
how we want to see it. But yeah, that takeaway of trusting your instinct, man, is a true thing because you see it throughout the entire movie. Even with the older
Hmm.
brother, almost right away, like his thing was, and my path is to be a good leader and to be the leader of the pack.
Hmm.
If I don't do this, there will be no pack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That bear
Yeah,
will destroy us because it's
exactly.
protecting its cub, right?
Hmm.
Essentially, as we get to find out at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So, he does what he has to do, and it's not an easy one, to be like, I don't know if I'm gonna survive this, but I know if I don't do this, none of us survive.
Exactly.
And so it's like, okay, I got take make gets a makes a choice, and it all works out somehow, some way, right? He
Yeah.
gets to become a spirit animal in the
Mm,
ego and gets to guide his brothers to find, his path and, settle everything down in the village and give people more understanding and more knowledge. So I think he did exactly what he was meant to do. And sometimes that
yeah.
comes in forms that we don't necessarily want to take on, but sometimes we have to.
Mm,
Wanting to take on that role for the collective,
yes.
you know.
Agree. Agree.
So.
Yep. And you just gotta be obedient. Sometimes it's scary, but you just be
Mhm.
obedient because
It's
it.
tough. It's tough, but
Yeah.
and like I said, those lenses sometimes I have to put them back on. I drop them every once in a while.
Hmm.
Tend
Yeah.
to act like I didn't know what those lenses were about, but I was like, oh man, I keep stubbing my toe. I gotta put my glasses on.
Right. Hmm.
I gotta be able to see. So
Right. Yeah.
just put on
Yeah.
the lenses, man. Put on.
Exactly. So you can see.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, that was perfect. That was a perfect ending, actually.
Thank you, bro.
You're welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and be on the lookout for the next episode. See you guys
Thank
later.
you. Have a
Yo,
good one.
you got a friend in Zen.